Let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about something that's absolutely critical for anyone in an administrative role: safeguarding. And look, this isn't just another task on your to-do list. It's about understanding your role as the first line of defense in protecting people. So let me ask you a question. When you think about everything you do in a day, all the tasks on your plate, what do you think is the single most important one? Because as we're about to see, your part in the safeguarding system could very well be it. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about just how vital your role is. Then, we'll walk through a really simple three-step process: how to recognize concerns, record them factually, and then escalate them promptly. After that, we'll get into the key principles that guide all of this, and we'll wrap up by seeing how much of a difference your report can actually make.
Okay, first up, your vital role. I love this subtitle. You are the eyes and ears of the safeguarding system. It's so true. And I want to be really clear, this applies to every single person in the organization, no exceptions.
This quote really hits the nail on the head. Acting on a concern, it's not just a suggestion, it's a fundamental duty of your job, no matter what your title is. If you see something, if you hear something, you have to act. It's that simple.
Now, the good news is, you're not expected to handle this all by yourself. Every single provider has to have a designated safeguarding lead, or DSL, along with their deputies. These are the trained pros. Their whole job is to take your report, assess it, and figure out what to do next. Your job is just to get that information to them.
And this is so important. Reporting is not optional. It can't be delayed. It doesn't matter how busy you are or what other deadlines are looming. This has to jump to the very top of your list. The whole system depends on you acting immediately.
So, let's get into the nitty-gritty, starting with step 1, recognize concerns. And here's the absolute key takeaway for this part. Your role is to report, not to investigate or be 100% certain.
And this brings us to a huge hurdle for a lot of people: that feeling of uncertainty. You see something that just feels a little off, but you start second-guessing yourself. Is it really a big deal? Am I overreacting? That hesitation is totally normal, but it can be really dangerous.
So here's the clear, simple rule. If you are unsure, you report it every single time. Let the DSM, the expert, make the call. It is always safer to raise a concern that turns out to be nothing than to be the person who ignored something that was actually critical.
Okay, so you've noticed something. What's next? Step 2, record factually. Think of this written record as the foundation of a house. If it's shaky or incomplete, everything that gets built on top of it is at risk. The quality of your record is absolutely vital. This slide is perfect because it shows you exactly what to do and what not to do. Your job is entirely in that describe column on the left. Be factual, be objective. If you can, write down direct quotes, word for word. Note the date and time, just what you saw and what you heard. Stay completely away from the explain column. No assumptions, no opinions, no "I think this happened because." Leave the interpreting to the DSL. And again, timing is everything. You know how memory can be, right? Details get fuzzy, things get mixed up. So to make sure your report is as accurate as it can possibly be, you need to write it all down as soon as you can after the incident.
Which brings us to our final action step. Step 3, escalate promptly. Once you have that factual record written down, you've got to pass it on immediately. In safeguarding, timeliness isn't just a nice to have. It can literally make all the difference in the world.
This right here is the goal. This is the ideal flow. A concern is noticed, boom, it's recorded and reported right away, boom, and the DSL receives that report on the very same working day. It's a quick, seamless process with no delays and no gaps for things to fall through.
And here's why even the smallest seeming concerns are so important. You might be holding just one little piece of a much larger puzzle. On its own, it might not look like much, but the DSL is the only person who can see the whole picture. Your report could be the exact piece they need to connect the dots and see a serious pattern of risk.
All right, so we've covered the 3 steps: recognize, record, escalate. Now let's quickly go over the key principles, the ground rules, that govern everything you do in this process.
First up, confidentiality, and this is a big one. This information is incredibly sensitive. It must only be shared through the official safeguarding channels. You can't just chat about it with a colleague in the break room. That's a huge breach of trust and can put people at even more risk. It is strictly need to know, period.
Now, this slide covers one of the toughest situations you could ever face. A learner confides in you, tells you something serious, and then begs you, please don't tell anyone. It's a horrible position to be in, but the rule here is absolute and unwavering. Your professional duty to safeguard their safety overrides any request for confidentiality. You still have to report it. Maintaining professional boundaries is also crucial. Your role is to be a supportive first responder, not a counselor or a personal friend. Don't give advice. Don't try to solve the problem yourself. And definitely don't make promises about what's going to happen. The best, most helpful thing you can do is listen, record, and then reassure them that you are taking it seriously and will make sure the right people are told.
So let's bring this all home. Why is this all so important? What's the real impact of you taking these actions? Well, when you follow this process correctly, you're doing 3 massive things at once. First, and most importantly, you're protecting the learner. Second, you're making sure the organization is compliant with its legal duties. And third, you are protecting yourself by creating a clear, transparent, factual record that shows you did exactly the right thing.
Please, never underestimate your importance in this. You're not a bystander. You are the vital first link in the safeguarding chain. And if that first link is weak, or if it breaks, the entire chain falls apart. The system can't work without you.
And that's what I want to leave you with. It's a thought to carry with you every single day. You never know when you're going to be the one who notices something, and you never know which report is going to be the one that changes everything for someone. Could it be yours?